Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for November 6th, 2025. We've got allies and alchemy today. And we once again have no trashing, at least until Carpenter turns into a remodel once a pile is empty. We've got Highwayman, Alchemist, and then kind of Capital City, and then Townsfolk for draw. Say kind of Capital City because you can use Capital City to convert money to draw. Capital City by itself is just sifting, it's not draw, but if you have like some coins from, say, Skirmisher, you can use those to convert that into draw. Capital Cities, like, you've got a little bit of Way of the Chameleon on the board. Anyway, plus actions, also Capital City. Elder, let's see. I don't think there's anything like Elder Blacksmith is not really plus actions, even though it kind of feels like it, because you make the blacksmith non-terminal, but it's not like, I don't know, maybe that you can play the blacksmith non-terminally anyway, like without the elder. It's just that you can't also use it to increase your hand size without either plus actions or an elder. But I guess your mileage may vary on whether you consider that in and of itself to be plus actions, or more like draw. But either way, Elder Blacksmith is a thing. And with Capital City, that could actually be pretty good. You can just discard a whole bunch of cards with Capital City and then draw back up with using Blacksmith to draw up to 6. That's also a good counter to the Skirmisher attack if that comes into play. It doesn't play as well with Highwayman, but it's probably fine because you're going to be able to more easily find your capital cities to start with. If you get Alchemist, I don't know about that part. And actually, maybe you do get Alchemist because the lack of trashing here does mean that getting a potion for Familiar looks pretty reasonable. Anyway, circling back to plus actions, we also got Band of Nomads, which can give you plus actions, among other things. Can also be a bit of draw or a bit of gains. Speaking of gains, Band of Nomads is actually the only plus... Oh, and Contract, it can also be plus actions. So Band of Nomads is actually the only plus buy. But I guess that's fine. Like, we have Underling and Contract, so there's ways to get the tokens, and anytime you're buying a card that costs at least 3, you can spend one of those tokens for plus buy. So in effect, Underling is plus buy and Contract is plus buy if you want to use it that way, and that's probably enough buys to get you what you want. Right. So yeah, I think we do need to play with Familiar. I don't know about, like, it is often the case that opening potion to hit 3p is not a good idea. With some other allies, it might be the case that that you could use the starting favor to facilitate hitting 3P, and so opening potion would look better. But in this case, like, the Band of Nomads token requires that you gain a card, and so the odds that like you can use that to be able to hit 3P aren't great. I think like the best thing you could probably do with it towards that end would be like to open potion on a 4/3 and then immediately draw cards so that you have your 2 estate hand missing the shuffle, and then you would, I mean, I don't know, but we don't have that, so it doesn't matter. So we could get a Carpenter to pick up the potion. And Carpenter seems like a reasonable card to have here anyway. And then, I mean, one thing we could do is pair that with an Underling, which means that early on, every time we play Carpenter, we get to draw a card, which seems like a good thing. Obviously, if we want to hit 3P, it would also be helpful to have a Town Crier or a Silver. But we don't necessarily need that initially because we won't have the potion. So then the question is, how much do we care about hitting 5? Hitting 5 is pretty good. In particular, getting an early Highwayman would do a lot to facilitate hitting 3P and just cycling towards the potion cost cards and whatnot. And Carpenter can always pick up Underling too. So I think it's probably either Carpenter Silver or Carpenter Town Crier. Having a Town Crier in the deck just to be able to rotate is pretty nice if we want to play with Townsfolk, and I think we probably do. So I'm kind of leaning that direction. Like, obviously the Town Crier can serve as a silver, but then can also get out of the way if we don't want it to be. The downside is, you know, that it's terminal, but until we add, like, we're not going to add another terminal to the deck until we hit 5, and once we've hit 5, I'm less concerned about having that silver equivalent in the deck anyway. So yeah, I think we go Town Crier Carpenter. Oh, right. That's gonna come up every time. What did the bot do there? It didn't. Oh, it did draw a card. Why would you do that? Oh, that just did the thing where you trigger the shuffle. Okay. I don't. I don't know. All right, so now we have the option to draw a card here. Is that even useful? If we draw a copper, that's arguably bad. And that's the majority of outcomes. Well, okay, I think I want to take the potion. Yeah, the reason if we draw copper it's bad is because it makes it less likely that we hit 5 next turn. If we draw an estate, that's great. Draw the Town Crier, that's also great. So it's like, We have a 3 in 7 chance of a like a really good outcome. Well, I guess the best outcome is that we see the Town Crier and we guarantee the 5 right now. That's the great outcome. The good outcome is drawing an estate, getting that out of the way. The bad outcome, but not necessarily that bad, is the copper. I think it's a close call. But I think I'm not going to do it because the majority outcome is not beneficial. Come on. Okay, well, playing this for coins is not doing anything. Adding a blacksmith to the deck right now is not doing much either, but well, it could. Right, like we could do carpenter. If we rotate to blacksmith, we could potentially play carpenter, take a card, take action, and then play blacksmith for draw to 6, and not have that be. Well, we still have an action left, so I think I will rotate. Okay, well, this is exactly what I was talking about. So we have 2 estates and 4 coppers in those 6 cards. I think we want to just shuffle through that. I mean, we want to get a familiar, that much is clear. So we don't need the coins. Question is, do we rotate off of blacksmith? Would the bot rather have a blacksmith or a miller? It might rather have a miller, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not rotate. Ooh. That is a fortunate draw off of that, like, triggering the shuffle. Okay, here we go again. So down there we have carpenter, estate, copper, underling, familiar. No, not familiar. Our other familiars in the discard. Potion and blacksmith. Yeah, I think we're better off taking 5 here and getting a highwayman. Philstone? What? That's madness. Okay. Maybe I should have rotated so that I could do... So that I could get a Miller here. I don't know. Well, in any case, do we want to second Carpenter? Does seem pretty good, actually. I think so. We're going to take action again. Okay. Well, I think I'll take another blacksmith. I would like to hit 5 and pick up a capital city, but I don't think there's any reason to spend the favor here. This is potentially annoying. Playing the Highwayman is probably more important. Unfortunately, there's no... We can get action after we buy a 3P card, but we wouldn't be able to use it to play the Highwayman. Okay. I think I like being able to pick up Millers now. Question is, do we spend this favor? We saw 4 of our coppers. And presumably 2 estates. These are 6 cards that we ended up in with after playing the blacksmith. So that should just be copper estate down there. So the argument for drawing a card is basically that it's just junk anyway. The argument against is that it makes it harder for us to do the actions into playing a blacksmith thing, because we don't have a favor to start the turn with. I think I'm willing to take that risk. Really going hard for the underlings. Ooh. Well, I definitely want to take the familiar. We can still do the plus actions thing here. We just don't draw to 6, but that's fine. These decks are going to be really junky. I think I want another Miller. Okay. Definitely would like a capital city. There's only 3 curses left, so there's no point getting another familiar. Getting Alchemist would be good. I think capital city is better. What on earth with these Philosopher's Stones? We could go ahead and take Elder now. We do have 2 blacksmiths. We've also got like a capital city that, not that we care about playing Elder capital city specifically, but just like the coins from the Elder can be used as draw with capital city. The bot is extremely unlikely to see its carpenter. So that last miller, it might just buy it, but otherwise, this card that we could pick up with our carpenter, which maybe is better than the underlings, that would be the alternative, unless the curses run out. I think getting another capital city is probably better. Oh wait, blacksmith does not just give plus coins. I don't know why I was thinking that it would. Well, okay, never mind. Yeah, fine. I was like thinking about the town crier would have given me 2 coins, but for some reason I was thinking the blacksmith would do that too. Okay, whatever. Lowering underlings, I mean, we do have a points lead. There's not like a third pile that's being threatened anyway, but like I think underlings are good, so we'll just keep doing that. All right. Probably want to play Miller after like here. Is there any reason to prefer copper over carpenter? I don't think so. Definitely highwayman. Okay. And we can still get plus actions off of carpenter to make it non-terminal. Do we want to do like a state into Miller, maybe? We don't have to decide that right now. If we wanted to take an alchemist, do that. I think we do decline this. Carpenter, trash. Get one more Miller. Take actions. Draw to 6. And yeah, I think alchemist. We can also remodel the familiars now. Something to keep in mind, at least. Familiars into 5 costs is pretty good. Is this is the highwayman attack? Okay. Second blacksmith is probably not doing very much. really like to find is my capital city. Guess we're playing one of these familiars. Okay. Well, at least we're going to hit 5. We take plus actions off the carpenter. We're not going to play blacksmith terminally anyway, so I guess we might as well just cantrip it. We've got capital city and highwayman down there. That's annoying. I mean, we could play the familiar instead of trashing it, but like, and then maybe we get to the highwayman. Band of Nomads, unfortunately, you can't. If you could like do action and card, right? Then what I would do is I would draw a card first, see whether I drew one of the relevant cards, and then take action if I needed it. But we can't do that. So I think we just do familiar to capital city. Oh, wait. We don't have 5. Ah. There's not really anything we can do about that, though, is there? I mean, I still think capital city is the right pickup. I guess. Damn. All right. Guess we're just taking another underling. These philosopher stones. What is happening? The bot has 4 fill stones. Okay. I would like that alchemist, but it's got to be highwayman. Okay. I don't necessarily want to trash my potion. I mean, we could. We only have the one alchemist. You trash the potion, draw to 6 gets a lot better. That's the thing. I guess we're surely not playing Town Crier terminally, right? So let's do that. Well, now we could discard potion something, play highwayman, play blacksmith for draw, and then carpenter something else. Okay, we're not under highwayman attack. We can afford another 5 cost. I'm down to turn a curse into an estate. That's fine. Question is it worth doing anything with the other carpenter? I think the answer is no. Because we can't draw a card and get an action, and then if we take the action, we can't hit 5. The bot does not have any blacksmiths. It would be nice to do skirmisher attacks, but I don't think we're at the point where we can pull that off anything like reliably. I think we just take one more capital city. We have so many favors. Need to find more ways to utilize them, but it's difficult. Whoops, I clicked that too fast. I did not see that highwayman resolving. I would prefer to just take this Miller here and try to find my deck control stuff. Aw, oh, damn it. I really don't want to have to try to draw back around to that highwayman. Okay. I'd sure like to see a capital city. I think... Do I have 3 capital cities in those 6 cards? Is it a bad idea for us to... Did we play both of the familiar... Oh, no, we only have 1 familiar left, right? So we're not going to be able to easily carpenter into another 5. I'm worried that, like, triggering this shuffle is not going to be, like, really an option. I guess we should also be keeping in mind the option of just carpenter and underling. I mean, we have way more than enough of those. Even if we carpenter the estate non-terminally, we don't get any value out of the draw to 6 from the blacksmith here. So I think we just play the blacksmith now. Well, or we don't play it at all. No, wait, we have a capital city in the discard. It'd still be good to have the 1 here, but awkward. All right, let's just do state to underling, I guess. And maybe now we do take a skirmisher. Knowing that we have, like, the highwayman in play, a capital city on top of the deck. Unfortunately, 1 skirmisher isn't going to be enough to, like, help capital city draw a situation, but all right. Oof. Well, I think we probably want the blacksmith or the capital city? Probably the capital city. That's tough. And we're never playing this terminally, I think. The reason to rotate here would be to get... Actually, we could be turning curses into town criers, but also estates into blacksmiths. If we don't plan to take Elder on 5 anyway, I think rotating is good. Okay, there's a familiar that we can carpenter. We'll play the underling. Okay, once again, like draw to 6 is not really doing anything. I think we just go ahead and draw 2 here. We're not getting back to that highwayman. It was probably obvious, but let's attack. Wait, should consider. We have the alchemist in play, so probably we don't want to trash the potion here. Okay, never mind. What now? We discarded 2 estates and 1 curse. So that's all we've got left in terms of that stuff. Buying another town crier does not accomplish much. I'm just thinking about, like, we do have the option to use plus buy here. If we take an alchemist, that is draw, which is nice. It's hard to leverage the other 4 coins into anything useful. I mean, I guess we could take another carpenter. Alternatively, just take another capital city. Another highwayman. Gain and play highwayman is like within the realm of possibility. I think it's alchemist. Buys a copper. I guess that makes sense when you're playing with Fillstone. We do have a second skirmisher, so we don't specifically need this one. Got stuff to carpenter, so we can just play the underlings. This is a little bit awkward. I want to keep... I don't want to discard 2 cards yet. Okay, now we're maybe getting somewhere. Hey, man. I guess ideally I would turn the state into a blacksmith. Maybe we should take another carpenter. Yeah, I would have liked to see the town crier or one of the town criers and rotate to blacksmith here, but I mean, we only have one curse left, so it's not like a big deal. You just take another town crier. But our carpenters can always be non-terminal, so I think that's the way. We could just hit province here. We did get a highwayman into play. We haven't gained an attack card for that purpose. I've seen all of our capital cities. What else is down there? The curse is down there, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I guess there's no reason not to play the blacksmith for draw. We're not going to get more actions from a capital city because we don't have another one. Okay. We could now carpenter the potion to gain like a highwayman or a skirmisher. Probably, I mean, it would definitely be good to have another highwayman in the deck. I don't get to gain and play it, but wait, so we did already see the curse. We must have discarded it with Miller. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think... I mean, it would be good to be able to top deck 2 Alchemists, admittedly. But if we can get 2 Highwaymen into play every turn, that's just as good. I guess I will decline to rotate this. I don't know that we super need to take a province here. I think I will. Alrighty. So we have 1 estate and 1 curse left. I mean, we can do estate into another carpenter, I guess. We could also do underling into a 5. We've got a skirmisher in play already, so we can already attack with that. I think I like doing the underling thing in any case, so let's do this. I guess we want our other blacksmith. Well, or do we? It actually makes more sense to take the underling. And actually, we could just trash 2 underlings. Eh. Are we okay discarding a capital city? Not really, I don't think. We can discard an underling, though. Okay, so underling to skirmisher to attack. No! I misclicked. Ah! That's so annoying. Ugh, I need that action too. Ugh. And we just uselessly draw a copper. God damn it. Well, this is not ideal. I do want to see this curse for trashing purposes. Oh, dang it. I forgot that... Shoot. I shouldn't have picked up the curse. I forgot I wouldn't be able to activate Band of Nomads off of that. I should have just taken the Skirmisher. Ugh. Well... I don't... Do I want to add another Town Crier to my deck? Probably doesn't hurt anything. It means I don't have to worry about rotating if I can trash into the one Town Crier with the curse. No! Oh, shoot! I didn't get the plus buy. I meant to... Fucking shit! I would needed to buy the capital city first. Ugh. The black got province duchy? What the hell? Oh, 2 Philstones. Okay. Oh my god. The misclicks or like, and mistakes are flying now. Jeez. Ugh. Okay. Well... Let's just play the Miller. So what would it look like for us to win this turn? We gain 3 duchies, that gets us to 15, and we buy a province. So if we just do like Carpenter some underlings to duchy, that's probably the play. Okay. Well, maybe we trash a Highwayman, actually. Both highwaymen? Yeah, they're both in the shuffle, so I mean we need a third duchy. Where's that coming from? Could be from the blacksmith. The reason I'm thinking about this is because it's like, am I playing this underling? Versus just playing the capital city now. I think I can play the underling. Crashing Miller is also an option, but I think I'd rather just play it. Maybe I should actually pick up the copper just so I know like I have that to discard. Well, I mean, I could discard whatever, I guess. Yeah, let's take the Miller and try to find, the other highwayman. There we go. So now the question is, okay, so we do highwayman to duchy. Action. Highwayman to duchy. Plus action. Now the question is, do we play the capital city, discard blacksmith, whatever, and draw 2 extra cards, or do we hold on to both of them? I think we hold on to both of them. Alchemist, right. I don't think we have enough stuff to reduce hand size that it makes sense to play the Alchemist before the capital city. Where's our other carpenter? We need to find that. There it is. Well, mill duchy, or we can just buy the duchy, I guess. Okay. The misclick, the outright misclick is distressing. The other part of it, the just mistakes on gaining town criers or whatever, that was not great either. Probably made this closer than it needed to be. Like, if that previous turn we'd been able, like, I bought a town crier. Like, I could have bought a province. Or I could have bought, like, a useful 5 cost. I bought a town crier. This is not great. I guess the loss of the action probably in the end wasn't actually a big deal. I don't think it really mattered, but I'm not totally sure about that. In any case, I definitely don't think mass fillstone is the way to go here. I thought the bot got a second familiar. Oh, I guess it must have trashed it at some point. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, the bot just like never tried to have anything like deck control. And you can definitely get it here. I mean, I was never like really well and truly drawing my deck here, but I still had a form of deck control and certainly like a lot more control over the game as a result. Anyway, thanks for watching this very long video. See you in the next one.